Hi. I'm going to try and answer all your questions. If you don't recognize me, it's me, Jamie. I have your list right here. I'll show you around the hospital. I'll answer your questions. So, question one, what is your job? What is your role? Well, I got these textbooks on the wall, the stethoscope around my neck, and let me show you a few cool things. Here we go. We got some animals, some surgery rooms. I'm a veterinarian. That means I take care of animals all day, every day, mostly dogs and cats. Describe my average day and the major responsibilities that you need to do in order to be successful at your job. Ooh, that's a tough one. The day is very unpredictable. We see lots of different things. This right here is a dog, sorry guys, with surgery. We're checking his teeth. Do you guys want to see some teeth? Uh-oh, look at that. Checking his teeth, just like your dentist does. And then other times, we might see a dog or cat in x-ray. This is the x-ray room. So we take images, try and see their bones, try and see what's going on. So really the biggest things I have to do is I've got to try and talk to people. I've got to try and assess. I've got to try and decide what might be going on with the animal. Unlike humans, they don't tell us how they feel. They don't tell us where they hurt. So our biggest job is to do what we call physical exam. Listen to the history. So for example, if any of you guys have a cat or dog, you might have noticed something at home. Like let's say your dog is coughing. So you might tell me he's coughing. I'm going to check him out. I'm going to check eyes. I'm going to check ears, nose, teeth and mouth. Listen to their hearts, listen to their lungs, feel their bellies, take their temperature. It's a lot like what you do when you go to the doctor. So those are my primary duties. And then from there, it's a little bit of detective work. We got to figure out what's going on. Sometimes I need to use those textbooks. I need to start to think what could be going on, what might be causing the symptoms. And I need to relay it to the person who's worried about their animal. I need to tell them what's going on, tell them what we need to do. Maybe it's a blood test, maybe it's an x-ray. And that's going to help us decide really what the next steps are. That's just a little glimpse. Busy days, but super fun. I get to be with animals all the time. And obviously I get to see them get better, and that's the best part. Question 3, you guys are asking me, what are your employee rights? Things that everybody deserves, no matter who they are. Oh, that's a really good question, especially now. I would say the number one thing is respect. I'm sure all of you guys are adapting to life with the virus around COVID. Unfortunately, it's made veterinary clinics really, really busy. Everybody's worried about their animal. Everybody wants to be seen, but it's taken us a really long time to get through our normal daily tasks. And you know what? When people are worried, when people are scared, they sometimes get a little bit short, a little bit angry. They might expect to be seen right away, and we might not be able to do that. And because they're scared, because they're worried, sometimes they might yell. They might tell us how they feel disappointed. And sometimes they're even a little bit rude when they speak to people, especially up front. And so one of the things I really try for my team is to make sure they're always, always getting the respect they deserve. It's a lot about communication in this job, just like probably any job. And we've got to be fair that we're communicating well and they're communicating well so that people can really feel comfortable about their choices. So that's one of the things. I also think the other things they deserve is not to work too crazy. Sometimes you go and go and go and go. People need time to stop and eat, have a break, have a coffee, get their feet up, not feel so pressed all the time. And that's something that's really, really difficult in our job. So respect, a bit of a break, spoken to and communicated with. If there's issues, if we forget to do something, if we make a mistake, we really all got to communicate with each other very, very well to either fix it, but also be fair. We all make mistakes. We're all always going to make mistakes. And the best we can do is work together to try and find a solution that helps. Question 4, how have my responsibilities changed between my old clinic and my new clinic? Well, my old clinic, I was an employee. My new clinic, I run. So I've got to make a lot more decisions that are not just about the animal that's in front of me. The question you just asked me about my employees and my staff, I got to look out for them. I got to fight for them. I got to make sure that they're always getting those breaks. They're always being spoken to the way they should be, and that I can try and help them when they're stranded. And I've also got to be the one who picks up if anybody else is sick or needs an extra hand, those kinds of things. Not to mention that I have to make sure that the building itself stays up to date, all the best equipment, everything working in running order, that kind of thing. Question 5. You said that you've discussed and defined cause and effect as an action that produces a reaction. For example, if we're not responsible with our teeth, a problem such as a cavity might arise. Can you offer an example of a cause action that resulted in something positive? And can you offer an example of something that reacted in something negative? Sure. So one of the big things right now for us is, it's sort of similar to the example you gave. It's what we call preventative medicine. So one of the biggest examples I can think of that's positive is that we're always talking to people about things we can do ahead of time. Because animals can't speak, by the time they show symptoms, they're sometimes really sick. So when I use the word preventative medicine, what it means is there are certain things that we can do where we look for problems before we even see symptoms. And it's actually really, really useful because it gives us a lot of information to go on where we might be able to catch something early. So we have a lot of people who do that. And when they do that, we're sort of armed with a lot of information, and we can tell them this is something that we can change now to avoid a problem later. So there's sort of a cause and effect there to preventing issues before they become bigger. And that's really something that we try, because unfortunately a lot of times when animals come in and they're really sick, it is really, really hard to turn it around. So that's really something that we try and talk with our clients about all the time. And of course, a negative one, it's one of the things I think that offers a glimpse into our days, is something that we do. At the end of the day, we're people. And we're trying our best to be detectives and figure out what's going on with the animals. We're trying our best to find out what the symptoms are, what might be causing it. But sometimes we make mistakes. And sometimes, as hard as we try, we maybe don't make the right choice. Or we make a silly mistake, maybe because we're too tired and we've been working too much. So a good example of a negative might be if we give the wrong medication, or we get the wrong diagnosis and we start to see that an animal's getting sicker. And sometimes that can lead to bad outcomes. An animal gets sicker, an animal sometimes dies. Those are the real aspects that we have to deal with, where the choices we make really lead to an outcome. And if we don't make the right choices, we don't always get a positive outcome. Your next question is, how does your current roles and responsibilities shape who you are? Well, that's a good question. I think the number one thing is, it teaches me a lot with all the things I've been saying about how to talk, how to communicate, whether it's with friends, employees, clients. It teaches me a lot. The other thing I think that's amazing working with animals is I think they deal with their health so well. They're really, really brave. And I think for all of us, if any of you have ever been sick and we complain about our bellies or our tooth or something that hurts, animals do really, really well when they're sick. They don't complain very much, and it's something that really impresses me, and I think it's something that I try and learn every day. If we could deal with life the way animals would, I think we'd all be that much happier. Your next question, why is it important to show respect to employees within your workplace? We kind of talked about this one too. I think it's so important. We're a team and we're a family, and if we forget that for even a second, we probably have really bad days, because we depend on each other. I can't do my job without the nurse can't do her job without the assistant can't do her job without the receptionist can't do their job without even the client. So even the clients are part of the team. We all have to work together. And if we're working only in our own minds, we're never as efficient, we're never as effective, and we can never get animals better as quickly as when we work as a team. And obviously nobody wants to work in a team with someone that doesn't show them respect. We all have important jobs to play, and we all need to be able to do it together and work together. Your next question is, what are your responsibilities to the community? Well, that's a good question. I think sometimes some people don't feel like they have much to contribute to the community. I feel so lucky that that's not the case. I mean, if you love animals, if you have an animal, if you know how they're a member of the family, then I feel like day in and day out we're helping everyone around us keep basically their family members, their loved animals safe. And of course, the other thing we try and really do is give back. There's a lot of people in our community for all sorts of reasons who may not have the means to get the help they need. And we really have to be active in trying to help them. And that's something that we strive to do every week and every month. So we have a lot of initiatives where we really try and go out into the community and say, how can we use our skills, the things that we've worked hard and learned, to help people in the community. And I think I'm down to your last question is, how do you work together to help in meeting the needs of your community? Well, it's good. It takes a lot of planning. It takes other people in the community. So for example, one of the big programs that we have, we try and help people who might not have the ability to pay for medical care for their animals to be able to come in and get that help really at no cost. And so it takes a lot of people, often involves people in their lives who can help transport the animal. We have to organize on this end to fit them in. The staff has to know who's coming in and how we're going to organize triaging and treating that patient and getting them home safely. And it also takes, like I said, being active. So it means we have to go looking for where the holes are in terms of what people need so that we can fill that gap. Again, using the skills that we have, we try and find ways that we can sort of be positive in our community, look around us and see who we can help, because the more we're helping each other, really the more we're helping ourselves. And so that's something that we always are working on. Okay, I hope that helps answer your questions. If you have any more, don't be shy. Again, I'll show you a cute doggy in hospital as my ending so that you guys can feel good. Here's a kitty. Oh, look at that. And a doggy. Look at this doggy boy. Oh, that's Lola. Hi, Lola. Say hi. Say hi to everyone. Hi, Lola. Bye, Lola.